Right, welcome back. We are still on the if else statement. We've talked about the if statement where some conditions will be checked. If the condition is true, we run some code. If the condition is false, then we check the else block. We are going to continue from where we stopped, so I'll quickly create something. Let's call this else if.js. Okay, what we are going to do here is this. Coming back to this, we see that we tried to run some code using one condition, this is printed, another condition, this is printed. Imagine when we have more than one condition. Let's say we have 3 or more conditions. How do we run this? Or how do we run these 3 statements? I'll give us an example and work on that. Let's say we're making a booking app. And in the app, children below 7 should get free access to the bus or whatever you're making. And then senior citizens which are above 65 should get 50% discount on booking. Then the rest, that is from 8 years, let's just put others, meaning from 8 years to 64 years should pay their normal price. Okay, now you can see here we have 3 options. In this case, we just have 2. Where we've done here, if the email is correct, we print this, otherwise we check this. In this situation, we have 1, 2, and 3. How do we make this work? This is what we do. We use the else if clause. We use the else if statement to check this. How do we do that? I'll start. Let's declare the age. Let's say the age of the person we're using is 30. We'll change that as we continue to test others. And then for the first one, we say if we can now check the age is less than or equal to 7, which is the first condition. If it is less than or equal to 7, we write out something. We say welcome, access is free. Then the second one, this is where we use the else if, because we want to check another condition. Else, if we give another condition, we say age is greater than or equal to 65. Remember, it's from 65 and above. If age is greater than or equal to 65, we console.log, that is, we print welcome, you get 50% discount. Maybe it's a pack or something you're making, but it works everywhere. Then for others, we can now end with else. If there are other conditions, we can put else if and we continue. But as we want to end it, which is the last statement, and it doesn't have a condition, that means for others that are not part of the conditions, we can say else, and then we put in our statement, we say welcome, you have to pay the full amount. All right, and then this is the end of the statement. We have I'll take us through again. We declared some age 30. We check if the age is less than or equal to 7, the person gets free access. Otherwise, if the age is greater than 65, the person gets 50% discount. Otherwise, the person has to pay the normal price, which is the full price. Let us save this, and then we run this statement. We saved it else if.js. Okay, now we get welcome, you have to pay the full amount. Let's come back. This is because the age is 30. Let's make it 6 years and we see what happens. Welcome, access is free. We make it 7 years, which is the limit of the free. We still get welcome, access is free. Now we make it 72, an elderly man or a woman, as the case may be. Welcome, you get 50% discount. So you can see this is how it works. I can try to clean up this code. I can say let me create some Boolean expression. Is child for this, and I store this code in it. I will cut out this, I put here, then I replace here with is child, and then for this I create another one. Let's is senior. I cut this out and I put it here, and I replace this with is senior. Same thing has been done. There is no change in the code. If we run this, we still get welcome, you get 50% discount. We can try others. We say let the age be 64. If we run this, welcome, you have to pay the full amount. So this is what the if-else statement will do for you. Now I will give us a challenge. This is the challenge we are going to do. Okay, before the challenge, I would want us to see something else, which is called, I'll just explain this here, nested if. In nested if, we can place an if statement inside another if statement. I will comment this out so we can see what we want to do. Let's create more room. I'll close this as well. All right. Let age be equal to 20. Let gender be equal to male. This should be a string. If gender, I will explain what I'm doing. Let's replace this. It's common this to use small letters. If gender, it should be in is equal to male, we start, and in this, if age is less than or equal to 18, we can print something. You are a guy who is not eligible to vote. Else you are a guy and you are eligible to vote. Okay. Otherwise, we can say only guys are allowed to vote. Okay, what have I done? I declared an age as 20, and then the gender is male. Maybe it is a polling station or whatever. I just had to make this up to explain this. If the first thing that will be checked is if the person is male. If the person is male, this will run. And then when this first if runs, it will still check some conditions, which we are going to see how we modify this as we continue, instead of nesting if statement. But what we can see here is this. If the person is male, it will then check if the person is up to 18 years. In this case, if the person is less than 18 years, this will be printed. You are not eligible to vote, though you are a guy. And then otherwise, we check if the person is above 18 years, it will say you are a guy and you are eligible to vote. Else, this else is for this if. That is why it is good to indent properly when you're writing your code, so you can understand it when you are reading it or when someone else is looking at the code. If we want to write our code and we're making it like this, it won't be nice. Where we put everything like this, it won't be nice. So it will be good to indent our codes properly. All right. Else console.log, only guys, maybe the person is female. Let's run this and see what happens. Remember, I commented the other one out. Okay, you see, you are a guy and you are eligible to vote. Why so? Because the person is 20 years, which is above 18. Let's say the person is 19, is 17 years now. This is going to run. Let's see that you are a guy who is not eligible to vote. Okay, let's change this to female and see what happens. Only guys are allowed to vote. Automatically, this will not even check. It will just check this one. It finds out that it is not the same. Remember what we use this for. Automatically, it runs this one. So this is how we nest if and else statement. So we've talked about the if-else statement, and we've also added the else-if statement, and we see how it's done. We won't have any challenge for this one until we are done with logical operators. After the logical operators, we have one major challenge, or I'll give us some more challenges to do. We'll have one full section for challenges and their solutions.